Good morning. Happy Friday, y'all. I have no idea where I'm going with this video. No idea. But I've had extra caffeine this morning, so my wheels are turning. Got some thoughts. I just feel like a lot of people need a mindset check. We all need a mindset check sometimes, but especially if you are newer in this business, or you weren't happy yesterday necessarily when you saw your Scentsy paycheck, or maybe you were, but then you immediately started to compare, or you started to think, well, it could have been better, or, you know, all those negative thoughts that go through our minds, because our minds naturally default to negative. There's, what is it, 60,000 thoughts that cross our mind a day or something like that, and they're negative. Like, it's crazy. I can't even remember the amount of thoughts we have a day versus how many are negative, but like most all of them are negative. So we have to be in control of that, in control of what we're thinking. And we can't control every single thought that comes through our head, but we can switch it. We can switch that. But I was just thinking about how so many people are either afraid to talk about what they made with Scentsy because they don't feel like it's enough, or they look at somebody else who made more, and so then they're like, well, I didn't make that much. Well, you are on this journey for a reason. You are where you are for a reason, and you need to share your story. You need to share your success. You need to share it all with your customers, with your followers, with your potential customers, everyone. I'm telling you, the biggest recruiting tool, if you will, for me over the last 8.5 years has been sharing my story. It doesn't matter if it's me going live talking about our whole Scentsy story over the years, or if it's sharing just a little tidbit of what I did today because of Scentsy. I got a coffee because it's payday, which to me now is not a big deal, but to me years ago it would have been a big deal, because this is not a cheap drink. So many people, like, my first Scentsy paycheck was like $16, okay? $16. And I feel like people tend to forget that about people who are farther along in their journey in Scentsy. It's like, it makes zero sense, because your mind is crazy. And it will sit there and try to tell you that you should be farther along because this person's farther along, but you are not that person. Your life is not that person's life. Even if you have been doing this longer than that person, it doesn't matter, because you can't control every little thing in your business. Now, you can control your actions in your business. You can control how many people you get out and meet every day, or how many new people you meet on social media, or how many conversations you have, or how many people you talk to about joining, how often you share your story, how consistent you are with your social media, how many people you ask to book a party. You can control whether you ask 5 people or 35 people. You can control all of that. But you have to remember, you can only control what you do. You can't control what other people do. You don't get to control that. That's not your job. And so that aspect of your business It's just going to come as you are consistent, and it's going to come when it's supposed to come. If you are just, praying and wishing for a title, or praying and wishing for more team members, or a bigger team, or more active frontline, or more parties booked, or more customers, or whatever, if you're wishing and praying for all that, the only thing you can do is what you can control. And you have to remember that. You have to, especially if you're a leader, you have to remember that the majority of your business, yes, is within your control. But the rest of it, as far as like how many people want to be leaders in this business, and how many people are hobbyists, and how many people are going to change your business financially forever and your family's life forever, you can't control those things. You can, you can lead every single person to the same water, but not all of them are going to drink. So you have to remember that. And when you're booking parties, people ask me all the time, well, how do you book parties? Or how do you get people to say yes? By getting a lot of people to say no first. It's a lot of no. This business is so much no. It's so much more no than yes. And so, if you ask 5 people to book a party, you're probably not going to book a party. If you ask 5 people to join, probably not going to join. But if you ask 30 people, you're probably going to get some bookings and some people interested in joining. And those people who are interested in joining, you also have to keep in mind they're going to take a while probably. Most likely they're going to take a while to take the plunge. They're not going to be like people like me who just jumped on and joined and just took that risk. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was like, you know what? I'm sick of being broke. Some people are like that, but most people are not. And I just want to encourage you to have a mindset check today, and just really evaluate how you're thinking about your business, how you're viewing your business, how you're viewing yourself. Are you tying your emotions to your business? Because if you are, that is very unhealthy, because as your business grows, and as you have people on your team who don't like you, or you have people who want to talk to you really nasty and tell you what a piece of crap you are, and all these things, it's not glorious. And sometimes customers are not the nicest either. So if you're tying your emotions to your business, that's the worst thing you could do, because you're going to sit there and tie your worth to what other people are saying about you. And none of that's true. What's true is what you say about you. So if you're talking negatively about yourself, it's going to be true. If you're talking positively about yourself, it's going to be true. So any negative thought that crosses your mind needs to be cut off, and it needs to be switched to something more positive. You have to find gratitude in everything, and you have to realize that your story has value no matter how big you think it is, or how successful you are. Like, what is success even? What is success? Success is not a paycheck. Success is not a title, for sure not a title, because there's a lot of superstar directors out there who are not successful, in my opinion. What is success to you? Success is different to everyone. Success to me is never saying no to my kids. It's being present for every moment, for every event, for every practice, for every game, for every field trip, for everything. Success to me is being able to give my kids experiences that I never had as a kid. I never got to go to Disney World. And I took my kid to Disney World for free because of Cincy. I took my husband to Disney World for the first time in his life. Like, both of us went to Disney World for the first time in our whole life because of Cincy, because I earned that incentive trip in 2016. And then I earned another one and took my son. And now, next Disney World incentive they offer, I'm going to earn it and take both of my kids for free. Success to me is being comfortable financially and not stressing over things, and being able to pay all the bills and put money in savings and have extra money to do extra things. That is not what we had eight and a half years ago when I joined. That is not what we had. We had bills we couldn't pay that were too high for us, that we shouldn't have had some of in the first place. We had no flexibility in our spending. We had to put our vet bills on credit cards. We had to put Christmas on credit cards. We had to budget so tight when we went to get groceries that I had my phone calculator pulled up as I threw things in the cart, and I bought the cheapest food, which was the crappiest food possible. And if I went over on my calculator, it had to go back on the shelf. That's where we were at. We've had our cards declined multiple times. We've filed bankruptcy. We have done all these things, and Cincy has saved us every single freaking time. That is success to me. Having all those things and keeping all those things and helping other people see the possibilities in this business and that they can have those things or whatever they want for their life. Because success is different to everyone. That's something that everyone needs to realize, because when you can realize that, it can help your thought process and your mindset so much when you feel like someone else is more successful than you are. But what is success? Are they glued to their phone all day long? Is that what you want for your life? Because I don't. I want my phone to go on Do Not Disturb at 3 p.m. and stay on Do Not Disturb until the next morning. That is what my phone does every day. And if I want to check my notifications, or if I want to check something, then I can. I can. On my time. When it's not interrupting my family time or my mental health. I'm home, so it may try to connect to the Wi-Fi and disconnect for a second, so hold on. So anyway, like I said, I didn't know where I was going with this morning, so hopefully somebody got something out of it. You can let me know if you did. I was just having that thought of, like, when people get a paycheck from Cincy and they say something like, you know, it paid for my gas, and they're happy about it, like so happy about it. But then a different person can get the same paycheck and be so ungrateful that that paid for their gas. Don't be that person. Because that's gas that you didn't have before. That's money in your pocket that you didn't have before. I was so grateful when I started getting paychecks from Cincy, because they were filling in that gap of stress and the gap of, you know, feeling like I felt growing up, where things were just tight and we were broke, and that was just like how it was. And I didn't realize there was more out there, and life didn't have to be like that. So when I started getting those paychecks, it was like, wow, like we can go eat hibachi. That's always been our favorite. But years ago, that was a delicacy for us. Like, we couldn't just go on a date to a hibachi restaurant. like maybe once a month, and that's because of Scentsy. Now we can go whenever we want to. Things like that. I couldn't get my nails done. We couldn't do anything extra that we enjoyed. And that's what Scentsy became for us. And then it became, I paid my husband's whole truck payment, or I paid a vet bill. These things are huge. They may seem small. I think to most of you they're huge. But I think the way you portray it sometimes you're making it seem small. Because you're looking at other people's stories. People that are way farther along than you. And when I was growing my business over the years, I shared every little win with my Scentsy business like that. Every little thing that Scentsy paid for us, I shared it. Make sure you add the income disclosure because they will get you. But I shared it. And that is what helped people see the possibility, because most people out there just want $100 a month or a few $100s a month to fill in that gap. So share every little thing that Scentsy does for you, and share it consistently. The newer you are, and the more excited you are and fresh with your business, and the more grateful you are, the easier it's going to be for you to grow your team, because people are going to see that in you, and they're going to see your story, and they're going to hear your story. They're going to see the excitement. They're going to see your life. They're going to watch your life change over the years. People have watched me go from here to here over the years. And they see that. And they've seen that along the way. And as they see those lifestyle changes, you don't even have to mention Scentsy half the time. As they see those lifestyle changes, they're going to see that, and they're going to want that for themselves, whatever that looks like for them. People see me doing all these extra things with my son, being present with him, us going to different things every single month pretty much. Like, we take him to a lot of places. We're about to go to Monster Jam. Like, they see me at everything. They see what our lifestyle looks like. They see me dropping my son off to school every morning and picking him up every day, but also making money for my family. They see me going live and sniffing scents with my son and doing all this fun stuff that involves my family and my business. Like, that is what people need to see. So I want to encourage you today to switch your mindset to a positive one. Keep those thoughts in check. Keep those thoughts in check and do what you have to do to work on that. It's not just going to come. I used to be the most negative person you'd ever meet. It's not just going to come. It comes with practice. It comes with repetition and consistency. It comes with sometimes therapy. It comes with finding books and podcasts and people that you can connect to and relate to. So, like, for me, my favorite mindset podcast ever is from Tessa Romero. She's a mom, so if you're a mom, it would be perfect for you. It's called, oh my gosh, what is her podcast called? Hold on. Okay, her podcast is called Mind Body Alignment. It is absolutely incredible. And if you want to get into journaling, it's perfect for that too. But work on that mindset. Work on that mindset. Everything in your life is going to, the foundation is that mindset that you have. Everything in your life after that is going to follow. So if you have a negative mindset, everything, all the effects of that are going to show. If you have a positive mindset, all the effects of that are going to show. Whichever way you choose for it to be, you control that. So work on your mindset. Be grateful for every little dollar that you make with Scentsy, and share it, because somebody out there is praying for what you have. Somebody out there is praying for that ability to say yes to their kids, for that ability to take their husband on a date night, for that ability to just be able to contribute a little bit financially to take some of that stress off their husband, or put their kid in a sport that they wish they could put them in. When I was growing up, listen, there were so many things I wanted to do as a kid that I couldn't do because of finances. So my dad died when I was 9. My mom was a single mom raising me. She was doing the best she could. There wasn't anything, there wasn't extra things out there to do like there is nowadays. You know, we had what we had and we were blessed, but there were so many things that I had to hear no to. And one of them was being able to cheer for All-Stars. Like, that cheerleading was my passion. It was my life. It was the one thing that made me so happy. It was everything to me. And I just wanted to do more. I wanted to cheer All-Stars. I wanted to cheer co-ed. I wanted to do more than just cheer for my school. And I couldn't do that because of finances. And I would never want that for my kids. I never want to have to say no to things like that for my kids. My son plays t-ball right now. If he wants to play travel ball, if he wants to do private lessons, if we decide to put him in private lessons, if we put him in travel ball, if we whatever. And then I have a daughter coming. I want to start her in gymnastics and cheerleading at 2-3 years old. I want her to be on an all-star squad. I want her to have the best training possible, way better than what I had. And that all comes from finances. And they say money isn't everything, but everything revolves around money. It does. That's life. And if you don't have it, then you can't do those things. You can't give your kids experiences. You can't give them the things that they love and are passionate about, and help them build a future for themselves. Everything revolves around money. So, and not just that, but like the location we live in. We live here because we love it here, and because, the schools are good and everything like that. But a huge reason we wanted to move here was because of the sports opportunities and just how there's everything here. And the teams are good, and the coaching is good, and like all of that. So I say all that to say that revolves around money too, because we could never live in this area if it wasn't for our finances that we have now. We have a $2,700 mortgage. Like, come on now. That's like more than I made in a whole month as a dental hygienist. There's no way we could do that without Cincy. So, no matter how far along in your journey you are, no matter how far you have to go, we're always a work in progress. We're never going to make it. There's never a you made it point. It never gets easier as far as I work just as hard as you do to continue to grow my business. But as you stay consistent and as you see your hard work pay off, things do get easier in other aspects. Finances get easier. Your flexibility gets easier. Your hours get easier. You got to put in those hard hours to get to the easy hours. I always say that. It's such a relief. Such a relief. So, just wanted to pop on and encourage y'all today. I hope that you got some encouragement out of this. And I'm going to go get some work done. My husband's coming home today. He's gone during the weeks now. So, always a good day when he is coming home. But, yeah, I hope y'all have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend. I love y'all so much. I want every single one of you to have success, no matter what success looks like for you. Go define success for yourself today. Go figure out what success looks like to you. And then maybe share it on this page or something, because I want to know. Okay? Love y'all.